This one's a fun one. I would add transportation within Faribault and connect Faribault to locations such as Rochester, Mankato, and the Twin Cities. Within Faribault, we could have trolleys like in New Orleans with stops at every single end of town, allowing people to get downtown, to doctors, different appointments, grocery stores, etc. This would be a fun opportunity for community building, as well as drastically increasing the accessibility to local businesses. I also imagine a monorail connecting Faribault to the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, the College of Mankato, or to concert venues in the Twin Cities. It'd be fun to have a very audacious public transport to improve connectedness both within Faribault and the greater state.
Yeah, if money was not an issue, two things that come to mind here. One, I'd love to set up a grant program for homeowners to make updates to their home. There are a lot of single-family homes in town that need repair, need new siding, need new roofs, windows, whatever it might be. So having some kind of a grant that folks could easily apply for, specifically to beautify their homes and just make them nicer. That doesn't only help the homeowner, it helps the entire community. If our houses look better, that's a wonderful thing, and property values go up, which is great for everyone. And then the other thing is just giving money back to the taxpayers, and let them decide, hey, what is this money going to be for? Maybe it is for my house. Maybe I'm going to donate it back to organizations in the community that maybe help those who need it, help clean up other areas of our city, things of that nature. So yeah, really just want to find ways, if money were not an issue, I'd want to give it back to the people and let them decide what they're going to do with it.
I would like to pursue an initiative where every high school student in Faribault earned either an associate's degree from South Central College or some other type of workforce credential at no cost to them as part of their high school curriculum. This would help set our young people on a path to success, whether they choose to enter the workforce, the military, or pursue a bachelor's degree. Credits from South Central College fully transfer to other MnSCU schools, which would cut the time and cost to get a bachelor's degree by half. Accomplishing this would enhance collaboration between local government, schools, and our employers, build a healthy and prepared workforce pipeline, and our city would be a magnet for students seeking an education that truly sets them up for success. This would all lead to stronger jobs, better incomes, and a healthier Faribault. Thank you.
What audacious idea would I pursue? Number one, an amazing community center. Like, we have to have that. And it has to be as amazing as Faribault is. So every other idea is second, third, fourth to that for me. A fun idea I have is making part of Central Avenue into a pedestrian street at different times with like retractable bollards or something for festivals downtown. And I even have an idea of a couple week long French themed Christmas festival market down there. Another idea is using the river more accessible river access for kayaks, for fishing, for tubing, other water activities by putting in new landings along the river, maybe Tipitanka, Two Rivers Park, and also working on preserving the shoreline to save the natural habitat along those parks.
My entire career has been focused on strategic improvement. One thing I've learned is that you can't grow successfully when you're constantly playing catch up. We can't support growth when our water mains are breaking, our roads are deteriorating, our critical infrastructure continues to age. Too often we see communities that are focused on their next big project before they've really taken care of the things that they already have. We don't want that to be Faribault. If money wasn't an issue, I would eliminate every single infrastructure need that we have in Faribault today. We'd replace our water lines, We'd modernize our facilities, replace our roofs, improve our roads, upgrade our utilities, and really make those investments that we need to support the growth that everybody wants to see. It's not a flashy answer, but to me, that would improve everyone's daily life, and that's the investment worth making.
That was great. I mean, I started answering it to myself, and I was writing down several ideas that I'd like to see in this town. I started one with an amusement park or something, but I'm like, well, really, what would that do for the, the community at the end of the day? But I personally, I think that America as a whole is on a very bad trend towards being unhealthy. I'm one of them. We're packing, and we're not mobile that much any longer. And so what I would do, if I had lots of money, while maintaining the exterior, the facade of the Buckham, the interior, I think, really needs to be brought up to modern times. Really renovate the interior part of the community and the recreation center, and just make it an area that people just want to get to. And at the end of the day, have the facility so updated and available, make it affordable and available to the point where people are going to want to get healthy, no matter what season it is or whatnot. So sink several $1 million into that is what I'd like to do in the recreation center and the community center as well. But leave the outside alone. I like the charm of Faribault.
Let's see, my audacious idea for Faribault, if money weren't an issue, would be generational investment built around 4 pillars. The first being that every neighborhood thrives through housing, rehab, infrastructure, and parks. The second, where every family succeeds with childcare, education, recreation, and community services. The third, where every entrepreneur has opportunity through business development and workforce investment. And the fourth being that every resident is connected by trails, the river, parks, and a vibrant downtown area. Our water access could also allow for potential river walks, kayak launches, festivals on the waterfront, updated fishing piers, pedestrian bridges, and connecting the area through our trail system. I believe that the most transformative projects create a virtuous cycle. Better housing attracts residents, more residents support local businesses, thriving businesses expand our tax base, and the increased revenue funds better amenities, which in turn attracts more residents and employers. For a city like Faribault, an audacious vision isn't about becoming the biggest city in Minnesota. It's about becoming the best small city in Minnesota, a place known for exceptional quality of life, strong neighborhoods, beautiful public spaces, thriving local businesses, and a deep sense of community.
Yeah, I mean, I think, again, there's quite a few. I'll be frank, I read this question, I kind of laughed a little bit, because I think everyone in the community, including myself, is just looking at the economy right now and saying, money is an issue. And it's difficult to say, hey, if I just had a magical amount of money in my lap, what would I do with it? With the exception of how do we get it back to the people who paid into the city, right? My ultimate goal with any and all of this is to not just insulate the community, but also to look into ways to not spend money, which is kind of a scary answer, I know, from a government standpoint, but I think from a person who's been taxed his whole life, it's one that people generally don't hear a lot of this these days, or when they do hear it, they kind of expect it to just fall through. I'd like to really focus on ways to make sure that the money gets back to the people paying in, or that we just don't need that money in the first place. City, county, and state budgets have been growing year over year over year. We see that money getting spent a lot. We live in Minnesota. We know that that money doesn't always go to the right place. So how do we prepare to make sure that we just say, hey, maybe that money isn't necessarily needing to go to the government in all cases, and how do we get it back to the people who are spending it in? If I did have a magical grant opportunity from the state, or a opportunity from like federal government that said, hey, here's a ton of money for whatever you'd like to do, I'd really focus on our housing opportunities, first-time home buyer opportunities, looking at getting away for those grants or opportunities to say, let's lower our property tax rates from a county level, and just make sure that we can really inspire lower tax rates for everybody, businesses and individuals alike, so we can kind of focus on spending the money on the things that we want to for our future. Maybe putting it in savings, maybe making sure that people can not have as much fear over what happens before their next paycheck comes, right? Or even people who are more financially well off, right? Giving them the opportunity to continue to inspire business growth without needing to hope for a handout from the government. So.
This is kind of a more complex issue for me, but I think we need to work to ensure that we have a hospital for future generations. Based on everything that I'm seeing in the media, it is my opinion that in the near future, the city of Faribault may be thrown into a position where we will be required to purchase District 1 hospital if we want to have a hospital in this community. While some people might consider this to be audacious, I believe it is out of necessity. The private sector is exiting the rural hospital business, and I believe it is absolutely an essential function to have. I hope you vote for me in the next election. Thank you.